Alright guys, today we're going to be making one of the most iconic appetizers known to man. We're making Southwest egg rolls. You can't tell me those don't look good. And not only that, we're going to be pairing it with some homemade avocado ranch that's going to go with it so well. Any objections? This is good as... I didn't think so. Let's get cooking. The first thing you want to do is get all your ingredients chopped up and ready to go. But I'm not going to bore you with an hour-long cutting session, so instead, here's a cool montage. You're welcome. We got everything we need right in front of us. Corn, minced garlic, some diced jalapenos, what may or may not be fresh black beans, red bell peppers, onions, flour tortillas, and some chicken breast. And speaking of the chicken breast, let's go ahead and get this thing chopped up and seasoned. All right, now we have our chicken all diced up and ready to go. I tried to get it into as small a pieces as possible, and you'll see the reason why a little bit later. But now it's time to season. I got our nice blend of the day here. Hopefully I don't mess it up on camera. Oh, it already spilled. So go ahead and pause the video right here if you want the whole seasoning list. Throw that seasoning in there. Remember, it's not less is more. More is more. Season your chicken. It's gonna taste good, trust me. Add in about a half a tablespoon of oil, and then we're gonna mix this in. If the seasoning start clumping up a little bit, don't be afraid to add in a little bit more oil to smooth things out. But please, please, please make sure that you wash your hands after this. That was the last thing we need to prep, which is good, but only half the battle. All the ingredients inside our egg roll need to be fully cooked before frying it, unless you're in the medium rare chicken. But I know what you might be into. You might be into other content on my channel. Guys, we're almost at 100 subscribers, which I thank you all so much for the support. If you're enjoying the video so far, consider giving a like or subscribe so you can see more videos just like this one. Now let's finish cooking. You already know what time it is. Get your favorite pan over a medium heat. Then we're gonna add in about a tablespoon of cooking oil. Once the pan gets hot almost to the point of smoking, you wanna throw in your chicken. It's all about timing here. You want to let it sit for at least about 3 minutes so it could get a good crust on the bottom. But then go ahead and flip it over. Every piece gets a nice flip. Now I know I made the joke a little bit earlier about undercooking your chicken, but now's not the time to burn it either. Remember, we're still going to cook it a second time, but you don't want raw chicken and you don't want it to be overly dry as well. I can't even lie, y'all, this is looking really good. I think it's going to turn out excellent in the final product. Go ahead and add in a little bit more oil. Get the oil spread around, and in goes your onions. Since they have the same cook time, now's a great opportunity to add in your red bell peppers. These are going to continue to sweat down. Add in your jalapenos and your garlic. The black beans and corn will follow. Remember to keep on stirring as you go. Don't let anything burn at the bottom. The last thing we're going to throw in is some rinsed spinach. Remember that these are going to shrink significantly, so if you think it's a little bit too much, it's probably just enough. And you have to account for all the ones that are going to fall out your pan. Now this is exactly how you want it to look, just like this. Only thing left is to season it with the same spices that we used earlier. Now that we have both the chicken and the vegetables in the bowl, we're gonna add in some pepper jack and cheddar cheese. It's finally time to wrap this up. This is gonna be a super simple station setup. We're gonna take our tortilla, have it on a clean surface. I chose a good cutting board that's not gonna slip on me, and then have a bowl of water right next to you. What we're gonna do is take that bowl of water, dab our fingers in there, and get the outsides of the tortilla wet. Try not to soak the tortilla, but you do want enough in there so that it can stick all the way around. The last thing you want to happen is for all the ingredients that we spend an hour putting together to end up on the bottom of the pan. Now we're going to add in some of our filling. Now here's the real key. You don't want to add in too much. Just about 2 spoonfuls should give you the right amount so that it's not bursting at the seams. All right, cool. I think we're good about right there. I'm gonna give me a little bit more cheese because you really can't have too much. And y'all, in the comments, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good did I do with this wrapping, okay? And y'all better say an 11. Take this, fold it over like so. Bend this side in. Bam. This side like that. Get a nice tuck in there and roll it over. Look at that. That looks like a pretty good one to me. Y'all can definitely see that I never learned to roll in college. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask your parents. Normally in this instance, I break out the old reliable deep fryer. However, it's a little bit on the shabby side, so we're gonna go ahead with the good old fashioned pot of oil. I got it up to temp to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Get a tong and go ahead and drop them in there. It'll only take about 2 or 3 minutes to cook. Even with that, you still want to flip them over about halfway through. Have a plate with some paper towel ready and go ahead and grab the finished ones out. That was perfect. Look at that. You can't tell me those don't look good. Avocado ranch is super easy to make. Start off with 1 cup of mayo. Follow that up with the same amount of buttermilk. And we're gonna whisk this in so it's a little bit easier at the end. After that, throw in some cilantro. Use lime juice to brighten it a bit. Finally, we're going with a packet and a half of these Hidden Valleys. And don't say this is cheating. Literally every restaurant uses this. Last thing we'll do is take a knife through this ripe avocado. Slice that open in half. And look, we got a nice green one today. Whew. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly thought it was gonna be brown. I had to start this part of the video all over again. Simply put, avocado goes in. And then this will go right in. Mash the avocado down so it's in the more manageable pieces. And then proceed to whisk. In the end, it should look just like this. Perfect. And there you have it. Homemade Southwest egg rolls, plus we whipped up some of that avocado ranch from scratch. Guys, this recipe was even easier than I thought it was, and it didn't really take no time at all. So, if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like so you don't miss anything from the date night.